words to the folks who gave up a day to come up here to support their livelihoods, to support their union. We have some major issues facing TWU Local 100 right now. And first and foremost among them, right now on our radar, immediately on our radar, is the outrageous and unbelievably absurd arrest of bus operators by the city of New York for doing their jobs. So the city of New York passed a law called Vision Zero, and the goals of the law were good, to reduce pedestrian accidents. And written into the law is exclusion language that says if you work for the city, the state, or the federal government, and you have to be in the crosswalk to perform your duties, that you're excluded from the misdemeanor provisions of the law. Now, everybody I've spoken to on the city council before and after the implementation of the law, and other folks as well, to the person, say that bus operators were never intended to be targeted by this law and be arrested and charged with misdemeanors for getting in accidents. So, upon the implementation of the law, the city took it upon itself, or perhaps the NYPD took it upon itself, to rule an interpretation that bus operators were not included in the language that everybody said they were included in before the law was passed. So we have a situation now where the city of New York and the MTA order bus operators, by virtue of their route and their schedules, into live pedestrian rights of way, into crosswalks. Every single day, thousands of times a day, our bus operators are required to do this. And what does the city of New York do? When there's an accident, which inevitably there's going to when you order a bus operator into an intersection with pedestrians walking all over the place on the streets of New York City. So inevitably, when there's an accident, without one iota of proof of negligence on the part of the bus operator, the city of New York has adopted a policy that thinks it's smart to arrest bus operators under these circumstances. And I will tell you, the union has launched a major fight back on this. There are folks in this room that have joined in on the fight back, both in terms of voicing our outrage to city council members, and both in terms of actually standing out on street corners across the city and informing bus operators about what the expectation of the city of New York is, which is that the city's saying we're going to order you into that right of way, and if there's an accident, we're going to arrest you. Now, that is an outrageously absurd, illogical system, and Local 100 right now is fighting back with all our strength, and we're going to defeat that law. We're going to defeat that system that puts our folks in harm's way. So, we have an amendment in at the New York City Council which makes it explicitly clear that bus operators, by virtue of the work that we do, the work that we're ordered to do, are explicitly exempt from the consequences of the Vision Zero law. Now, we support the goals of Vision Zero. There's not one person in this room who operates a vehicle for MaxTO or the New York City Transit Authority or MTA Bus or any of our other employers that wants to come to work and get into an accident or wants to come to work and hurt people. At the end of the day, we support the goals of Vision Zero, which is to reduce pedestrian accidents on the streets of New York City. But we can never, ever, ever support a law or a candidate that thinks it's a good idea to jam our bus operators up and arrest them for simply doing what we're told to do. Now, it's worth taking note of that it was our so-called friends in the Democratic Party that did this to us. As you walk around the halls of Albany today, recognize that unless the Democrats begin to distinguish themselves in very real ways to come out and support not only the working men and women of Local 100, but workers in general, then they're no different than the Republican Party, and we should not let them off the hook by making claims to be the party of working New Yorkers, because you can't be in favor of a law that sticks it to our bus operators and arrests hard working class men and women and then claim that you're a party of the working people. It doesn't work that way. We should not let them off the hook. We should bear that in mind as we walk around today. And when we go back to the streets of New York City and we deal with our own council members, it should be made clear. Either you're with us, you're with TWU-LOCAL 100, you're with our bus operators, and you support the amendment to exclude bus operators from the arrest provisions of Division 0 law, or you are not pro-trade union, and you're certainly not a friend of TWU-LOCAL 100. And I do want to point out, just brought to my attention, that bus operator Prescott and bus operator De Jesus are both in the room with us today. Guys, you want to just stand up if you're in the room? We appreciate you coming out here. We got your back, that's right. We got your back. We got your back. So I do want to say to bus operator Prescott, bus operator De Jesus, this union will have your back until the end. We're going to get that law amended. We're not going to stop fighting until bus operators are no longer under the arrest consequences of Division 0 law. And we will have your back until the end. We've spoken already. This union is never going to walk away from you, and we're going to win. So thank you very much for coming up here.